Hello students, welcome back to my YouTube channel L Bio Tutor. This is Dr. Sumedha from L Bio Tutor. So today video I am going to discuss about endocrine system. This is very important topic in A level biology syllabus also. So let's get on into it. So what is endocrine system? So we have two systems for the coordination and maintain of the homeostasis of the body. So first thing is the nervous system, the other one is the endocrine system. Nervous system, if you take the nervous system, the reaction is speed, that is reaction is speed. But if you take the endocrine system, the reaction is slow but it is precise. So in the endocrine system we are having endocrine glands. These are ductless glands. So the hormone, which is chemical messengers produced at the glands, and these are secreted into the blood, and these hormones are act at the target cells. So so that is why there's a slowness of the reaction, but the reaction is precise. When we consider about endocrine system, there are two parts. So we have endocrine glands and there are specific endocrine cells. So when we consider endocrine gland, so we will deal with these endocrine glands. So hypothalamus, it is in the brain, and for brain especially, and pituitary also in the brain, underneath the hypothalamus. Thyroid gland, which is at the neck. Parathyroid gland, posterior to the thyroid gland, it is at the thyroid gland. And adrenal gland, upper part of the kidneys. And islet of Langerhans, so that is in the pancreas, specified area of cells, clusters of cells. And gonads, in males that is testis, my students, and female that is ovaries. Thymus gland, which is at the neck, posterior to the thoracic area. And pineal gland at the brain. Those are the endocrine glands that we are going to talk in our syllabus. And today we are going to talk about hypothalamus and pituitary special. If you take endocrine cells, there are endocrine cells in stomach, small intestine, and kidney also. When we consider about the hypothalamus, so hypothalamus is situated at the base of the forebrain and just below the thalamus. So it is at the brain, just below the thalamus. That is why you call hypothalamus. Hypo mean under, hypo. So sometimes we use low blood pressure. That is hypotension. So hypo mean low or under. So if you take the hypothalamus, basically there are 7 hormones that produced and released by the hypothalamus. 7 hormones. Please remember these are very important in your syllabus. So 7 hormones produced and released, and in addition to that, there you have 2 produced but not released from the hypothalamus. Those 2 released from the posterior pituitary. We will discuss that in later. So basically 7 hormones produced and released by the hypothalamus. From these 7, there are 5 releasing hormones and 2 are release inhibiting hormones. That means 5 hormones will increase the releasing of other hormone and the other 2 will inhibit the releasing of other hormone. And all these 7 act on anterior pituitary. All 7 hormones act on anterior pituitary. These are MCQ point, my dear students. So keep them, remember very well. So as I said, oxytocin and antidiuretic hormone, which are produced in hypothalamus and secreted at the posterior pituitary, also produce the hypothalamus. Right. So these are the 7 hormones that is produced and secreted by hypothalamus. So please do remember these things. So nothing special. We can remember it well. I will tell how to keep it. So 5 are releasing hormones. That is that, releasing hormones, right? 5 are releasing hormone and 2 are inhibiting hormone, releasing hormone, RH. So these are 5 RH and 2 IH. So what are 5 RH? Growth hormone releasing hormone, thyrotropin releasing hormone, corticotropin releasing hormone, gonadotropin releasing hormone, and prolactin releasing hormone. All are releasing hormone. So growth hormone releasing hormone. So what should be there? So it is growth hormone releasing hormone. So it should act on the growth hormone. No? That is, so the action is stimulate growth hormone. All these, I told you that all these hormones are act on anterior pituitary to stimulate or inhibit it. Right. And thyrotropin means it is act on thyroid gland. Before going to thyroid gland, that is TSH. So it will act on anterior pituitary to stimulate TSH hormone. So thyrotropin, corticotropin. Corticotropin means that is act on adenocorticotropic hormone. Right? It will increase the stimulates the adenocorticotropic hormone. And gonadotropin. Gonad mean reproductive organs. So basically, gonadotropin means any hormone. So something stimulate gonads is called gonadotropin. So gonadotropins are FSH and LH, that is secreted by anterior pituitary. Then that is release in the signal for release it given by hypothalamus, that is gonadotropin. So my dear students, that is very easy. Growth hormone, tridotropin hormone, or tridotropin, corticotropin, gonadotropin, all are releasing hormone, and also prolactin. So prolactin, lactin means milk, no, prolactin. So it is in stimulate prolactin hormone, right? This is prolactin hormone from the anterior pituitary. So these are the releasing hormone, and there are two inhibitory hormones, that is prolactin inhibitory hormone and growth hormone release inhibiting hormone. So that will inhibit prolactin by the PIH, that is prolactin inhibiting hormone, and growth hormone releasing hormone inhibiting hormone that will inhibit growth hormone. And remember, it will also inhibit TSH from the anterior pituitary. So growth hormone release inhibiting hormone, GHRIH. So it is release inhibiting hormone. Release inhibiting hormone. Right. So these are the five hormone and five releasing hormone and two inhibiting hormone that is secreted by the hypothalamus. Okay. Now we are going to the pituitary gland. Pituitary gland also situated in the brain, that is forebrain, and just below the hypothalamus and attached by a stalk. So we call it pituitary stalk. And pituitary you can divide into two parts: anterior pituitary, that is in front, and posterior pituitary, that is in the back. So when you consider about anterior pituitary, actually there are six hormones secreted from the anterior pituitary, and all these six are produced and secreted from the anterior pituitary. When you take these six hormones, from that six, four are, you call them trophic hormone. That means these hormones are act on specific target endocrine glands or endocrine cells. That means from the anterior pituitary, they will go and act on specific targeted endocrine gland or endocrine cells. So this will act on endocrine gland or endocrine cells. So what are these things? TSH, that is act on thyroid gland and secrete thyroxine. ACTH, that is act on adrenal. FSHOLH, that is act on endocrine gland, that is gonads, testis or ovaries. Right, these are trophic hormone. And we have non-trophic hormone, that is prolactin. It is on mammary gland, and it is not an endocrine gland. All right, mammary gland is not endocrine. So please remember, sometimes you will confuse mammary gland. So it's also a gland, but this is not an endocrine gland. So this will produce, the prolactin will stimulate the production of milk. So it is not the trophic hormone. So you call it a non-trophic hormone. And if you take the growth hormone, which is the most abundant hormone that is produced, or you call it synthesis by the anterior pituitary, is growth hormone, and it has a trophic as well as non-trophic action. So trophic hormone, non-trophic hormone, and trophic as well as non-trophic hormone. Right. These are the six hormones. If you take growth hormone, and this growth hormone will act on all body cells, and this will promote the tissue growth. And how we are promoting tissue growth is by protein synthesis and regulation of all the metabolic activity in the body. Right, that is growth hormone. If you take TSH, that is thyroid stimulating hormone, that will act on thyroid, and it will stimulate the growth of the thyroid and also stimulate secretion of thyroid hormone. There are two thyroid hormone. We will discuss that in the next part of the lesson. That is triiodothyronine and thyroxine. Simply saying T4 and T3, we will learn that one. So if you take prolactin hormone will act on, my dear students, mammary gland. As I said, that is stimulate milk production, and also it will help in milk secretion. but for the milk secretion, there need some other hormones also. We will learn that one also. So it is actually oxytocin. We will learn in the next part. Right. So if you take an adrenocorticotropic hormone that will act on adrenal cortex and stimulate the adrenal cortex hormones, that is, we call it a glucocorticoid hormone. Right. And the other one is follicle stimulating hormone. Depending on the gender, there are two things happen inside the ovary. FSH will act on ovary and stimulate growth and development on the ovarian follicle. And male, it is act on testis and stimulate spermatogenesis. So that is FSH, ovarian follicle, and spermatogenesis. Remember well, because sometimes people will confuse with this thing also. So what is the specific function of the FSH and LH? Right. So the LH, that is called luteinizing hormone. So it is very important in reproductive part of the body. So ovary, this will act on ovulation and promotion of corpus luteum, and also this will stimulate progesterone hormone by the corpus luteum. And in the testes, this will stimulate secretion of testosterone hormone. Please remember, my dear students, so FSH stimulate spermatogenesis and LH stimulate secretion of testosterone hormone. That is in the male. And if you take female, FSH stimulate the ovarian follicle. They will stimulate growth and development of ovarian follicle, and LH important in ovulation and corpus luteum formation with the using promotion of progesterone. But there are small connection between all these things. We will learn that thing in the reproductive lesson part. Right. Now we are going to the posterior pituitary. When we consider this posterior pituitary, actually it is an extension of the hypothalamus. So this will connect with the hypothalamus, and there's a connection through the axons. And it will not synthesize any hormone. Posterior pituitary does not synthesize any hormone, and only thing that is done by the posterior pituitary is secrete two hormones that are produced synthesis at the hypothalamus, and through the axons it is coming. So what are those two hormones? Antidiuretic hormone and oxytocin hormone. Antidiuretic hormone, simply saying ADH. So this will act on the distal convoluted tubule and collecting duct of the kidney. So this will stimulate resorption of water, and how this is happening, it will increase the permeability to the water. So the absorption of the water, reabsorption of the water will be increased, and you can increase the water level inside the body. And when you consider the oxytocin, this will act on uh, two organs, especially memory gland. I have said that in the previous also. So here it will stimulate milk ejection, and by how this is by the stimulating of contraction of smooth muscles at the memory gland. And also this is very important, oxytocin very important in uterine muscles. What happen here? It will promote the parturition. For from by what? It will contract the smooth muscle of the uterus. So these are the posterior pituitary. So we have talked about hypothalamus and what are the hormones, and anterior and posterior pituitary. Right. So that is that. That is for today video. Thank you for listening to me, and you can come to my YouTube channel LL Biotutor and visit my website mybiotutor.com, and also you can come to my Facebook page, that is LL Biotutor. Thank you again. Let's meet up in next video.